All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to In the Pocket, presented by CrossBonesMMA. My name is Eddie Law. This is Nick Pilecki. I know we've been gone for a minute. We back doing the thing. Not to be honest with you, life gets crazy busy. I know for both of us. So we, doing our best to get back at it. But we're back at it. So we didn't get to talk about UFC 196. Obviously, it's been a week and change since that card. Not even a week, right? It was last week or week before? Week before.
I think it was it last week? Yeah, it was week before. Last week.
That's how crazy shit is in our in lives right now. It's just, I don't remember what week it was last week when what card was what. So anyway, let's talk about 196 real quick. Obviously, we're down in Vegas. Rolling down the card here, just some notable fights here. Vitor Miranda with the head kick knockout of Marcelo Guimaraes.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was pretty cool. Brandon Thatcher gets stubbed by everybody, by the way. If you're fighting Brandon Thatch, work jiu-jitsu. It's over. You got that win easily. Amanda Nunes. Let's talk about this one real quick. Amanda Nunes has been trying to make her case for a title shot. I don't see it. Not even a little bit. Especially after this last fight against Valentina Shevchenko. She had a chance to show that she could fit, that she wants to, she's really hungry for a title shot. And all she showed is that she can win a decision. Mind you, Valentina's tough as hell, right? But Nunes was, she had plenty of chances to go for a finish and she just wouldn't do it. She wouldn't even try. What do you think about Nunes trying to make her case for a title shot?
Totally agree with you. I don't think, not yet, especially after her last performance. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but Valentina started coming back, and that's late in the second, and then in the third round started coming back. So not yet. A couple more fights, and then you can campaign for it. But if she does get the title shot against Misha, she's not going to win. Yeah,
I don't see her winning either because Misha took a lot of shots from Holly Holm in that fight and still won. So I mean, if anyone's, I don't think Amanda Nunes has the greediness to beat Misha Tate. Then Corey Anderson against Tom Lawler was a fight. Ilya Latifi against Guillaume Biante was a fight. This main card started off real bad. You know what I mean? The prelims were great. I mean, Brandon Thatch was finished.
Getting killed.
Yep. And Thatch got finished. Even Diego Sanchez versus Jim Miller, which went to a decision, was entertaining as fuck to me. So the prelims were awesome. First three fights on the main card were just dull, dead, and then Misha Tate. Now Holly Holm comes in, and Misha Tate walks out to that awful song that she likes, by what's her name? Kelly Clarkson? No, the other one. The actual hot one, big old boobs on her, had the Sharks behind her at the Super Bowl.
Don't remember. Oh, Katy Perry.
Thank you, Katy Perry, the only hot chick, but her song is awful. I got the eye of the tiger. I don't give a fuck. I will poke you in the eye, bitch. I'm joking. Anyway, so she gets in there, and look, Holly Holm won in decision. Had that fight gone decision, Holly Holm's fight. And to me, it looked like she almost got a little complacent, maybe, or a little too comfortable, thinking she can get out of submissions that Misha will put her in. That last one, man, when Misha took her back, the first thing that we saw Holly Holm do is try to shake her off. Didn't fight the hands. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Even at that position, if Misha stays on her back, right, and she can't sink in a choke, I still think Holly Holm wins the fight by decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If she just fights the hands. She didn't fight the hands. And she admitted as much right after the fight. She didn't fight the hands. She got too comfortable. She got, she knew she was up on the scorecards and she got taken. Misha Tate on the other side, and you got to give her corners credit for this, even though Brian Kerr was a douche. You got to give her corners credit for this. They were telling her, like, hey, man, they were saying, you got to get in there and finish this fight. So she went in there with, I'm going to knock her out or I'm going to get knocked out. It doesn't matter, but this fight's not going into a decision. And Misha dragged her down with that beautiful drag takedown, takes her back quickly, finishes the fight, and shocks the world again. Misha Tate is champion. Does it even seem real to you? Because it doesn't seem real to me yet.
It hasn't hit me yet, but I got to give it to her. She put up that dogfight that everyone was saying you need to do to beat Holly Holm. You need to make it a dogfight. You need to make it sloppy. And she did in the second. She took her down and shocked everybody. And then coming back and getting the win in the fifth round by sub. I think what Holly Holm messed up too, not by grabbing the hands, but by flipping her forward and then getting the choke in. It was really bad. But I don't know. I really liked it. And I think actually we lost Eddie. It was great
All right, can you hear me? Nick. We might be ourselves. Hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens. Oh, I'm back. Nick's not back. Yeah, dude, it did. Yeah, Andy, you're right. It did die. Let me know if it's back. Someone let me know if we're back on or not, because this thing just went to shit. Google Hangouts, thanks a lot. You guys could suck a fat dick.
What the fuck, man?
No, I was. You're just in time. You're just in time. Hold on a second. Google Hangouts can suck a dick. Google can suck a dick. YouTube can suck a bag of dicks. And while we're at it, Periscope, fuck you too. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been on Periscope in a while.
Yeah, dude, it's so awful. Every time I try to do one, it like kicks me right off. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. That was just weird. Like out of nowhere, it just went away. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, you just went black, but all right. But like I was saying, where the fuck was I? No, Miesha Tate in the second round, making it a dogfight, taking her down, getting her hype up, losing the third round, and the fourth round, but then coming back in the fifth and just dominating. She like you said, her corner said you got to go for it, and she went for it. And what I think Holly Holm did mess up on as well as not grabbing the hands is flipping her forward. Once she flipped her forward, she lifted her neck up, just sinks in the choke really, really easily. Hats off to Miesha Tate though. I'm happy she's champ. I'm glad she finally got it. I'm not happy she beat Holly Holm, but hey, she did it, and hats off to her.
So how about this pre-announced Ronda versus Miesha 3?
Bullshit.
I know.
Total bullshit. If Ronda does not fight Holly Holm, she's not the real champ. She'll beat Miesha.
Yeah.
She's not real champ if she doesn't fight Holly Holm.
Here's the thing about Holm. I think she deserves a rematch right now. I think she deserves an immediate rematch. If we don't give it to Nunez or Kat Zingano, Holly Holm, I think, deserves a rematch. That fight, she had it all the way to the end, and one stupid mistake, and she lost the belt.
That's MMA for you.
Yeah, but again, it's all about money. It's not about what we give a shit about. And that's the one thing people just miss out on. People legitimately get upset when fights are made. Certain fights are made, certain fights are brought up. You know, right now, everyone's talking about, who's Conor going to fight next. Is it going to be Frankie? Is it going to be Aldo? Who's going to be? And people getting upset because, look, I think you and I agree Frankie Edgar deserves a shot. All right?
Oh, hell yes. Yes. Please, God.
But the UFC gives literally zero fucks, ladies and gentlemen, what we think. They only care about who the ones that are paying all the cash out. The casual fans. That's their biggest fan base that they were going for. If we're going for just hardcores, every card would make total sense. The last few cards have made very little sense.
We have Uriah Faber getting another title shot.
Why the fuck does he get another goddamn title shot to lose?
And Frankie Edgar can't get one. Come on.
A California middle-aged motherfucker gets another goddamn title shot. Frankie Edgar can't even skip one.
What?
9
now?
No.
Well, in the UFC, he what? I think I don't know. 4. I think it's legit about 4. Like, come on, give Frankie Edgar.
No, here's the thing. Since when the fuck can you Leno chin your way to another goddamn title shot? Straight up, fucking butt chin, fuckface. And look, I respect his skills and what he's able to do, being able to do.
Respectfully.
But respectfully, fuck you. That's right. But nobody is. Look, everyone talking about Chael Sonnen talked himself into title shots left and right. No one's done it more than Uriah Faber. Nobody's talked to themselves or just been there and got title shots handed to them more than Uriah fucking Faber.
Like, I'm excited for that fight just to see Dominic Cruz back.
Cruz is gonna whoop his ass so bad. Not even gonna finish. He's gonna pepper him with a million punches. and oh, dude, fuck Uriah.
And then Uriah Faber retires. Thank God.
You should retire right the fuck now. Just end it. Stop it, dude. Stop. But again, the casuals like that shit. They like that. You know what I mean? They like
it's the rubber match, basically. It's like who's gonna be the one, and Dominic Cruz is gonna win. Bottom line.
He's gonna win, and I gotta win it.
Give Frankie Edgar his goddamn title shot, please.
Andrew Reed says if Mir wins at this weekend, he gets the next heavyweight shot. Who else are you gonna give it to? Kane? I'm serious. You're not gonna give it to Kane?
It's true.
He's right. Mir would probably get a shot. Huh?
Alistair, but he has a fight, right? He's fighting.
Alistair's fighting his homeboy. They're not really friends, apparently. They're teammates.
Yeah.
Andrew says if anyone deserves an immediate rematch, it's Holm. I agree, 100%.
I totally agree.
100,000%. She deserves immediate rematch.
Who wins the rematch, though?
Shout out real quick. Shout out to Mike Jarvis on the YouTube. Who wins the rematch? I would actually lean Holly Holm. If it's Holm Tate, I think Holm wins it. I think Holm realized she fucked up badly, and she had Miesha Tate beat. It's just okay. Let's take it back. She had the fight won. She didn't have Miesha Tate beat.
She had Miesha Tate beat. She didn't rock her at any points. She tripped. Everyone thought she rocked. She tripped.
Mike Jarvis talking shit. Now he says, "I'm calling it now." Favre. I don't say Favre. I don't say Favre. I watched a bunch of football shit today. Faber chokes out Cruz.
I'll fucking die. Standing choke.
I will give him credit if he does that, but that ain't happening. He ain't catching Cruz. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. Holm Tate, whatever. What were you saying? And then the rematch, who wins?
I don't know. It's hard to pick against Miesha Tate now because she's that pit bull fighter. She just goes. She doesn't give up. But she reminds me of the Diaz brothers, honestly. Yeah. She'll take a beat and just keep coming and try to finish her ass. But I think I'd take Holm in the rematch.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say that, and people, I don't think anyone would disagree with me to say that might have been the best women's MMA championship match or my fight, at least in the UFC ever.
In the UFC, yeah, in the UFC
ever, like the best female fight ever. I think right there, as far as UFC goes, for Holm to just pepper Miesha the entire time, and Miesha just overcomes all this shit and finishes the fight like a boss. And you know what? Credit to Holly Holm. She wouldn't even think about tapping. She went to sleep punching. She was throwing little shit that she was going out. That was fucking priceless. I was just like, I respect her so much. I might be a bigger fan of her now than I was when she won. Like,
and I was happy for Miesha too. Her reaction after getting the choke, that was just great. Like, he did it finally. But fuck.
Mike says Nick can't say a fucking thing after the bench prediction.
Shut the fuck up.
That killed your credibility with everybody.
Come on, man. Come on.
But for real though, Ronda Rousey comes back. She beats Miesha pretty easily, or what?
Not pretty easily. I think it'll be another grind fight. It'll be another grind fight. Yeah. And hey, thank you, DraftKings, for paying me out because I did pick Miesha Tate to win, and I picked Diaz to win.
Yeah, I picked Holm and I picked Diaz, but I was more impressed with Diaz. Speaking of which, Nate Diaz chokes. Wow. I mean, look, the fight was. Here's the thing. I'm never really nervous for fights unless it's like fighters that I'm like a big fan of. Kane fights, either one of the Diaz brothers fight, Gilbert Melendez fights. You know what I mean? Because I'm a big fan. I really want them to like succeed. I really want them to do really well. You know, when Michelle Waterson fights, I get a little nervous sometimes. Alexa Grasso, people like that, right? I have like literally like a small list of fighters where I'll be like, fuck. I'll actually be like nervous for them.
Yeah.
But Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, I'm never nervous. I for some reason believe they can win every single fight they're in, right? And people are like, fuck that, he's not gonna win it. I'm like, I'm calling it now. I don't give a fuck. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm riding with Diaz all the way. He's gonna win this fight. I don't keep saying it. You know, how's he gonna win it? I'm like, on the ground. McGregor's gonna fucking make a mistake. I mean, on the ground. Now he made the mistake of shooting.
That was stupid.
And here's the thing.
Stupid. It
was an act of desperation. But let's go with the first round. First round, Conor McGregor throwing just home run punches, all left hands, and landing quite a few of them, right? But Nate Diaz was dropping like lefts of his own. He was landing plenty of punches. So at the end of the first round, when they're in the corners, you tell me what your thinking was. But my thinking was this: okay, Nate survived the first round. This is where cardio is going to come in because Conor rarely gets out of the first round. Now, my thought the entire week, the entire weekend change since the fight was announced was, will the weight, affect Conor McGregor's cardio, affect his, his ability to fight 5 rounds? My thought was yes, absolutely. You don't put on weight and just, how you still got your gas tank the way he's had at 145. I thought for sure he was going to get, he's going to get tired, but I don't think it's going to be till the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure if Conor was going to win that fight, it was going to be a finish in the first. Right. So once we got out of the first, I was like, Nate's got a shot because Nate's gas tank can last forever. That dude can fucking just go. And as soon as he's able to break Conor's ability to push himself, it's over. So that was my thought at the first round. And then the first round, what was yours?
End of the first round, I was excited for Diaz, and here's why. If you notice any Diaz fight, any Nick or Nate, they do the pepper punches. That sets up their range. And that's what he was doing to Conor. He was setting up his range. He was doing the pepper punch. He would land one bomb here, one overhand right here, but he was setting up his range. And I was saying, there's this guy behind me in a Conor McGregor shirt at the bar I was at talking so much shit. And I was just like, watch. If it goes to the second round, Nate Diaz has this. Like, there's no way Conor beats him in after the first round. And once he survived the first round, I was like, all right, it's Diaz's fight. Yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, he's bleeding. But it's going to be Diaz's fight. He has the reach. He knows what he has to do now. And it's exactly what he did. He went on the second round. He caught him. He rocked him. He kept catching him. And then with Conor just doing that, the freak shoot, just to do it, desperation style, that's where he messed up. I think he could have taken a couple more punches and got it, regained his strength back. But once he shot, it was done. I knew it was over. And how Nate transitioned from, you could see he was going for an armbar to omoplata to full mount, and then he was going to just ground and pound him. But once he turned, he set up that rear naked choke perfectly. That's Diaz style.
Exactly. Real quick, Andrew Reed on Twitter says the 10-8 for Tate in the second round had it closer than we think. I agree, but I still think Holly had that fight won by decision.
Yeah.
Because that second round was definitely people showing that Tate showed up to fight, or Tate showing that she showed up to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to respect her big time for that. I definitely did. Like, honestly, and I've never been the biggest Miesha Tate fan. I always thought she was kind of a gimmicky person or fighter, because everyone's like this, like, everyone's a fan of hers because she's hot, and that's kind of what it is. But she showed a lot in this fight, so I can't hate on her whatsoever. But Brian Caraway can still go fuck himself. Anyway, and by the way, Brian Caraway, you need to fight Aljamain Sterling. Been calling you out too long, man. All right, how about fighting some guys that aren't coming off injury for once? All right, where we at? Yeah, Conor and Nate. So second round, second round. Here's the thing: you could tell Conor, he started dropping his hands, and I thought at first I was kind of like to try and get into Diaz's head a little bit, like, yeah, your punches don't hurt me, you hit me a lot, but they have nothing behind them. But his hands stayed down, and he ate a ton of shots. Nate talks about this knee that he landed on him, when he got in the clinch. Lands his knee, and he heard, Conor losing all air in his chest. He was like, that fucking that thing they do when you get the wind knocked out of you. And then he rocks him, and you've never seen Conor McGregor desperate. And that was a shot of desperation, like you're saying a little bit ago. A shot of desperation. And he obviously, Conor McGregor probably can't take, hasn't taken many guys down. As far as I know, I don't know much about it, but as far as much about his takedown stats. But takes him down, and my first thought was Conor McGregor, badass motherfucking black belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and Nate Diaz. This guy's gonna get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So he had him in the guillotine for a second, then he fucking puts him down, starts beating him up. Conor has to give up his back. He has to. And once Nate takes your back, it's fucking over, man.
It's over.
It's over. Fucking flattened him out, choked him, and Conor tapped. Now here's the thing: he did tap kind of quickly, like a little quickly. Here's the thing: you got to take it into perspective. We had just watched Holly Holm not tap. We watched her go to sleep. Conor, compared to that, tapped pretty quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, so people giving him shit, I can't believe you tapped. Now that I could explain that away. All right, when you talk as much as Conor McGregor does, and you throw in all these bold statements and all these predictions and all this other shit, and you fail miserably, you know what I mean? You're gonna get an avalanche of shit coming your way. Ask Ronda Rousey. You know what I mean? Now, Ronda got it worse than Conor did, easily.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to give it to Conor for being a fucking man about it. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm humble in victory, I'm humble in defeat. I will be back from this. I'll learn and all sort of stuff. And he gave Diaz his props pretty much. What I didn't like was the reasoning he put. It's like, oh, Nate was more efficient with his energy. And
that's Diaz.
That's Diaz. That's what he does. He has mad amounts of energy. You didn't bring enough in the tank. But to me, it sounded almost like because he goes, that's it. That's the only reason. No, black belt jiu-jitsu. You panicked. There's a lot of reasons you lost that fight, dude. Not just energy. You know what I mean? Like, he put it down almost like an excuse. To me, it sounded like an excuse a little bit. But Mike says he's notorious for tapping quickly. So he's been tapped before. In fact, didn't Joe Duffy tap him years ago?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Notorious
for tapping. So, go ahead.
I can understand it. Like that. It probably fucking hurt how Diaz just popped him in the face snuck it in and got it. But yeah, my hat's off to him too. Like being humble in defeat and saying, yeah, I lost. But I agree with you. Like saying, oh, he just saved his energy more. Well, yeah, you're throwing wheel kicks and shit because it was on the embedded videos, and you want to see people do it. You wanted people to see you do it in a fight. Do what you know. Just set those up if you want to do them. Just don't throw them out there. I've wasted your energy. And it's Diaz. He's way longer than you. He's way taller than you, and he's out there. You're not going to land any of those.
And for Conor to think that the weight wasn't going to affect him negatively was very just fucking short-sighted. You know what I mean? Andrew Reese saying on Twitter, Nate was much more efficient with his energy. He was relaxing on a yacht 10 days before the fight. Yeah, him and Gil and all of them were out in Cabo drinking. Nate Diaz was taking shots at tequila 10 days before his fight. All right. If you want a fucking example of a warrior to take a fight at any time, Nate motherfucking Diaz. You know what I mean? So 196, what do you think? At least two of the best fights we've ever seen? Main and co-main?
Two of the most surprising fights I've seen in a while. Very, very long while. I was quietly pulling for Misha, and I was pulling for Nate Diaz, and it was just a great night of fights. It was two shockers, two title belt changes, or not technically. Technically, Diaz won a title belt. He won the Conor McGregor fight.
He should have, yeah. But did Conor say, he's like, yeah, it's a Conor McGregor belt? I think Nate Diaz should get a Conor McGregor.
He won it. And it was weird, too, because when they're saying, and the winner and I was like, and new. Well, shit, it's not for a belt. It wasn't. It was technically, in my opinion, it was for a belt. He beat Conor. Mm-hmm. We had two shocking finishes. It was a great card. Great two main events, I should say. And I can't wait to see more. And it sucks for Conor because he lost, but we can't forget, he's still the champ. He's still the champ at 145, so we'll see how that goes. And I think the feed dropped again. We'll be back probably if it drops me too. And just keep going. But great card overall. 196, one of the best out there, one of the best cards. And I'm excited to see what happens. And I think I'm back on. Eddie's probably going to jump on any second now. But goddamn Google. Let me just let him know I am back on. There we go. All right. I just had to message Eddie that I'm back on so he can come on. But no, great card. 196 was one of the best cards I've seen in a while. I'm excited for the John Jones DC card and everything like that. But this has to be one of the best cards I've seen in a while.
Real quick.
Yes.
Who the fuck owns Google?
Google.
Yeah.
What are you gonna send I'm gonna send a very strong worded email to the owner of Google.
Like, this is getting stupid. Like, this is the second time in one broadcast that we're just trying to get through the broadcast and these fucking things. All right, sorry, apologize everybody. The fucking no, not apologize. Fuck Google Hangout. Everyone say it with me. Fuck Google Hangout.
Fuck Google Hangout. I'm surprised to see. I want to see how this is gonna go up on YouTube. It's gonna be 3 separate parts. So
I don't think so. We can start over a bunch of times. We're still on. So anyway, all right. Real quick, gonna catch up on some comments on YouTube. Mike saying, not Mike, Alfonso. Hey, well, shout out to Alfonso. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Says Conor needs to fight Aldo next. Edgar's way too dangerous.
No.
No. Here's the thing. He's seeing it from a Conor McGregor standpoint. You know, Edgar's real dangerous. He's got a point.
So's Aldo. If he doesn't shoot real quick.
Yeah, I think Edgar's more dangerous than Aldo. But sorry. Anyway, so and then Alfonso reminding us that Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz and all those guys train with Andre Ward, who's a monster boxer. So it's definitely, you know, and Andre Ward, yeah, Mike's right. Andre Ward gave the Diaz brothers mad respect. So were you still talking about Diaz a second ago?
No, I was just 196 was a great card overall.
Oh, it was fucking awesome. I enjoyed the hell out of it. All right, let's move on to a couple news pieces before we go over UFC 200, or at least what we want it to be, or what it might be, and then this weekend's card. Real quick, Jason Mayhem Miller. Nobody's surprised about this, but arrested. This time he's arrested for something that allegedly happened in January. Apparently, according to TMZ.com, this is, you know, unfortunately, it's who gets all this shit. TMZ.com reported Wednesday that Miller, the former Strikeforce and UFC middleweight contender, was arrested Tuesday for a January incident in which he allegedly vandalized a tattoo parlor with graffiti. And now he is in custody on $1 million bail.
Yeah, fucked
up. $1 million. I don't think Jason Miller has fucking $10. I mean, holy fuck. Look, when we can come up with a million reasons why Miller is this fucked up. But do you think maybe something to do with head trauma? Maybe.
See, I read that people were talking about that, and it could be, but he's just a crazy ass man. That's it. He's fucking insane. If you ever watched Bully Beatdown, you can see how fucking crazy he really was. He's insane. So I just think it's his character, man, and it sucks to be him.
Yeah, no, exactly.
$1 million fucking dollars. You're fuck.
It sucks, man.
He's calling Dana. Hey, Dana, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That dude needs he needs help, man. Like he's not.
I'll fight Connor.
I'll fight Connor. He wishes. All right. And this is not really a news piece, but it was something I heard that I thought was interesting. Rashad Evans saying that if Daniel Cormier loses to John Jones in this next fight, he should retire.
No.
And here's the thing. You say no. I'm gonna go with why I think he should, and then you tell me why he shouldn't. Okay.
Okay.
I think Evans is right. I think DC might as well retire. Where else is there to go? Move it back up to heavyweight. Okay, Jones will be there at some point. Stay at 205 and earn another title shot, or just be a gatekeeper for a while. And at 36 years old, there's nothing left. You lose to John Jones, unless you're guaranteed a rematch of some sort. That's it. Like there's really nothing else you can to accomplish unless you move up to heavyweight. And even then, at some point, Jones is going to come take that belt too. So I think he's got a point. I think I'm not saying he has to retire. Nobody has to retire. But I think there's a pretty good chance DC calls it quits once he sees like, and they're never going to give me another title shot against this guy if he's still champ. What do you think? Why do you think he should, or he doesn't?
I think he shouldn't because the reason you said there's heavyweight, and JBJ will move up to heavyweight at some point, but that's still a thing for him. He can still win the heavyweight belt. He can still fight up there, and I know he didn't want to fight Kane, but Kane's on his way out the door too. It sucks to say it. I really do like Kane, but his injuries it's hurting him. So I think he would want to, if he lost, he would go back up to heavyweight and try to take what Kane lost and try to avenge his brother. And I'm down to see that. He was a great heavyweight fighter. He's a great light heavyweight fighter too. He's a great athlete. Now, I don't think the second loss to John Jones would make him retire. Maybe if he moved up to heavyweight and he fought him in heavyweight and they lost, yeah. But I don't see that happening. I think he'll stay. He won't retire. He'll move up to heavyweight immediately after he loses John Jones. If he loses John Jones, I should say.
Yeah, I honestly don't see Kane. I see Kane coming back, but he won't be anywhere near the same. Once they do surgery on your back, dude, you're never the same. You're never the same. All right, and then last piece of news here before we get into UFC 200. Now I've been completely 100% honest that it's cool for the sport as a whole, but personally, I don't give two shits that MMA is going to be legal in New York, hopefully soon. The only reason I don't care is because, it's like, okay, it's in New York, so what? Like, okay. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. For the UFC, it's a cash cow. And it's Madison Square Garden. It's the, they used to have WrestleManias there all the time, and now they haven't had one there in fucking forever, right?
Yeah.
As far as I know, I haven't had one in forever. So the bill, and this is coming off of, I got to give, who am I giving credit to? MMA Fighting. The bill to approve MMA will finally be voted on by the New York State Assembly next week. Speaker Carl Hesty said Tuesday through a spokesperson from Newsday, I guess, or to Newsday. Hesty said that the fact the bill is going to vote means it will be passed. Now they're talking about they need 76 votes, and this is common knowledge that they need 76 votes for it to pass the assembly, and apparently 80 Democrats have already said they're going to sign it, right? So it looks pretty good for MMA to be legal in New York pretty soon. Now, I was talking to, I think it might have been Andy yesterday or earlier today, I'm not sure. We were talking about UFC 200, right? Where it's going to be, and I said it's going to be in Vegas. Yeah. And then Andy made a good point. If New York legalizes it, that could change pretty quickly.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to change. The reason why, it's the first arena. It's basically the first. It is the first arena in Vegas, and I believe the UFC is going to be the first event in that arena, which is T-Mobile Arena. Yeah. I think they are the first event there because I'm trying to get tickets because I work for the damn company. But I'm trying. I don't think it's going to be that. I think they'll make a John Jones fight in MSG, a Chris Weidman fight in MSG, but I don't see why. It's New York, cool. Like, yeah, you want in MSG, but I said it before. The reason that WWE hasn't have a WrestleMania there because it's too goddamn expensive to have an event in MSG. It's just too damn expensive. The rate just keeps coming up, and Vince McMahon even came out on an interview just saying it's too damn much money. So yeah, they'll have it. I believe they'll have it maybe once a year, but Dana's gonna get that bill and see that bill and be like, oh shit, okay, this is why it's expensive. So
yeah. And Mike makes a really good point. Mike says you would care if you live in New York. Madison Square Garden is perfect arena for MMA. Yeah. And he's right. If I live in New York, I absolutely would care. But I don't. And honestly, I just think I'm just being honest. But here's the thing: if you want to look at it from that standpoint, and he says that the MSG is the perfect arena for MMA from a spectator perspective, he's absolutely right.
It is.
That's one of the last arenas where it almost seems like everyone's on top of you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like guys that play basketball there, the Knicks players and people that go play against the Knicks, they always talk about how it feels like you're surrounded. Another arena like that was Key Arena where the Sonics used to play, but you know, they don't play there no more. But he's right. It'd be a great spot for MMA. And you're right, too. It's expensive as hell to hold any events there. So it would have to be a huge car. So this is where Andy's point ties in, because he just tweeted over saying, if MMA gets legalized in New York, 200 will be at Madison Square Garden. That would be a huge payday for the UFC to be able to pay for it and at least rate like how likely, like what kind of card they need to bring in order to hold an event in Madison Square Garden and be successful.
Yeah. But right now, do you think they can hold a card with all their stars getting destroyed, quote unquote destroyed?
It's in July. I mean,
true. But still, if you think about it, like Conor, okay, you have Conor.
It would be look. Conor's gonna be in that card.
Yeah, for sure. I know Paige is gunning for that card because she's doing like what, Dancing with the Stars.
She's too busy dancing. Don't fucking come back unless you're gonna train some shit, chick. Please.
Yeah. She's gunning for that card. I want to see that Sage Northcutt. Okay. You have Chris Weidman, but he's fighting an event earlier. He's not going to do 99? It. Yeah, 99. John Jones, DC is coming up soon. All your stars are gone. Ronda's like, nah, I want to make movies. Like what? You have Conor.
Yeah. It's going to be a weird fight, weird card, I think.
You have Anderson, but he's just coming off a loss, so which is a stupid-ass loss.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it. So let's talk about UFC 200 then. Obviously, one of the fights we're talking about, we'll go one by one, is Conor versus either Jose Aldo or Frankie Edgar. A lot of people saying that look, I personally, I think Frankie Edgar deserves it. I think he's been in line for a long time waiting. But I also think Jose Aldo deserves a rematch sooner than later, you know, especially after being champ for 10 years. So you're literally looking at two guys, one that's been waiting a long time and one that was champ for a long time and just got knocked out real fast.
Yeah. You
kind of got to look at it and be like, you know, is it possible? You know what I mean? Is it possible that Frankie Edgar actually gets a shot? I think he gets looked over. I think we're going to get Jose versus Conor. What do you think?
I want to say it's going to be Edgar Conor, but I have a feeling it's going to be Jose Conor. It sucks. I don't want to see that fight again, but it's going to sell tickets. Yep. It's going to be all those talking shit after the fight. He tweeted out, haha, come give me my title shot and shit like that. I think it will be that.
That's fucked up too. You don't do that shit.
Yeah, hell no.
Especially if he's the one that knocked your ass out.
In fucking 13 seconds, guys.
Yeah. Maybe you need to shut up and go train a little bit, fuckface. Like, that bothers me from people. Like, that's human beings overall. But fighters especially, but human beings overall talking shit about someone that you know that's better than them. And they're like, oh, you finally lost. Fuck you. No,
yeah.
Chill.
Before we get into the next fight, you know what's crazy? I just looked up the UFC 100 card. Yeah. Guess who was on that card?
Who? John Jones. John Jones was fighting Ryan Bader.
He was fighting Jake O'Brien.
Oh, yeah. That was weird.
I believe it was like one of his I think it was second fight.
Second
fight. Why not save John Jones DC for UFC 200? That's a good marketing point. Like he was here since 100 and he's been here for 100 cards, blah blah blah. Like
I would have. That would have been my co-main or my main with Conor against whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
That'd have been it. Mike wants to know. Mike asking on YouTube. You can answer first. Do you think Weidman has a chance of beating Rockhold?
No. Hell no. Everyone's saying, "Oh, the wheel kick fucked him up." No, Luke Rockhold fucked him up.
Yeah,
he was fucking him up the whole fight.
Luke Rockhold's sick and on fucking antibiotics.
Yeah,
fucked up Chris Weidman. So, it'd be a much longer fight. It'd be a much better fight, I think. Because here's the
way shorter fight.
Fully healthy Rockhold against fully healthy Weidman, I think it'd be a rougher fight for both guys. But especially a Weidman that didn't get cocky and try a stupid wheel kick. I think it'd be one of those where Weidman actually like sticks his wrestling. That's literally what he does. And I think it'd be a boring fight. I still think Rockhold wins. But I think he has a chance. Do I think it happens? Hell no. Hell no. Rockhold, healthy Rockhold with the way he moves, as athletic and strong as he is, it'll be rough. If Weidman comes in as skinny as he did last time with, and he came in skinny. We've never seen Weidman look that small. I mean, usually he looks like a giant 205er. When he gets in the cage, he looked way small, and then Rockhold just threw him around a little bit. So it was, I don't know. I mean, he has a chance. I just don't see it happening. All right, the other fight on UFC 200, we're talking about GSP against Lawler. First they said GSP against Nate Diaz, and I go, no, for sure, don't do that. But GSP against Lawler, now we're talking. I think. Like, look, you could argue Khan deserves a rematch right away. I think he does. Just, not if GSP comes back. You can argue Nate Diaz should fight Robbie Lawler, I guess. But that's not fair to the rest of the 170ers, right? And then, you can argue that you can argue a lot of things, right? But GSP versus Lawler, what do you think?
I'm down because who else can you throw at Lawler? Like Conor, if you would have won, okay, you could throw Conor at him, but there's no one else you can throw at Lawler right now. Yeah, in my opinion, there's no one. There's legit no one except Nate Diaz if you wanted to fight Robbie Lawler for welterweight.
He would do it, but
I think he would do it, but he would get beat.
I think it'd be honestly it'd be a harder fight than Conor.
Yeah, but I'm down to see it. I'm down to see it to see if Lawler can really beat GSP and solidify himself as a welterweight champion. I think GSP wins.
Really?
I hate it, but I think he just takes him down. His wrestling skills are too legit. He's going to be better than Johnny Hendricks in wrestling.
Yeah.
So unless Lawler catches him, unless Lawler hurts him and catches him, because GSP likes leading with his face. Every fight he gets fucked up. So I'm down to see that in UFC 200. That'd be a good fight, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. All right, Nate Diaz against RDA. I'm okay with that.
So down for that fight.
I'm okay with that fight. And people are like, "Oh, he's gonna beat Nate Diaz." I'm like, "Yeah, he might.
He might.
Oh, he might not."
Conor McGregor's gonna beat Nate Diaz. Oh, he might. He might not. He didn't. I would like to see that because I want to see Nate Diaz finally get a title shot.
Yeah. What was the other fights they're talking about for 200? I can't find the graphic that was on Twitter.
Anderson versus Tim Kennedy. I'm just down to see it just because it would probably be Anderson's last fight, win or lose. Hopefully, God damn it. I'm down to see that. Just to cap off 200 and start off 200's card, basically. Yeah. The other one, what the fuck was the other one? I can't find it. Hold on.
It wasn't a chick fight. It wasn't Ronda. It wasn't Misha. Is it Holly? Misha against Holly?
I think it was Misha versus Holly.
People were talking about Ronda. No, Ronda's not coming back till September. Let it go.
Yeah. No, definitely not coming back.
I don't know the name of it, dude.
And then they're trying to say CM Punk versus fucking Mickey Gall. Yeah, Tate Rousey for UFC 200.
No, so we already know it's not going to happen. So
here it is. Aldo Holloway if McGregor Edgar happens. Down for that.
Ooh, yes. Fucking for sure do that.
Yeah. For a title shot. I'm down for that. Who do you think wins? Holloway, Aldo.
Ooh. Damn, that's rough. I want Aldo to win. I want Holloway to win.
Holloway's hot right now. I think he can do it.
I think he could do it. I don't think he does. I think Aldo's a motherfucker. Ooh, that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I honestly, I think Aldo would win. What do you think?
I think. Fuck. I think Otto would win, but it would be good. It would be a very entertaining fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, and then is there any more fights on that card? We were talking about?
That was just a card, the main card.
All right, real quick check out the last headlines here. OSP wants to fight somebody. No one wants to fight him. Mayhem, $1 million. That's a motherfucker. Hey, can you bail me out? How much is it? $1 million? Nope.
No.
Yeah. Joanna at 200. Joanna champion at 200. Andrew asked.
No. It's happening like a day before.
Yeah. She's the day before because she's gonna be Joanna champion is gonna be on the.
It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday fight.
Because she's a tough coach. Week. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those awesome ass fight weeks where we all get like MMA the fuck out.
Yeah.
I think Thursday's gonna be
the tough finale.
Friday's gonna be a FS1 card, whatever it is. I think
there's someone headlining that tough finale. I'm gonna look it up in a minute.
Yeah, Joanna.
No, they're. I thought they were Friday.
Let's find out right now.
Yeah. So John.
All right, so Joanna, Friday, July 8th is the Ultimate Fighter finale. Joanna versus Claudia.
Yeah.
It looks like they're only planning for Friday and Saturday. There's no Thursday card yet. At least not announced. So it's just Friday, Saturday. On that Ultimate Fighter, Joanna versus Claudia, and obviously whoever they have in that cast. And on UFC 200, still nothing. I'm looking at it right now. There's nothing there. So all right, well, let's get to this weekend, man. Frank Mir versus Mark Hunt. But let's right away from the UFC Fight Pass prelims now. Daylight savings time is on, so check your times. And
God damn it. Did we drop? Oh, okay. I thought we dropped. You got quiet real quick.
Oh, my bad. Anyway, real quick, Andrew Reed saying they need to get Dan Hardy at UFC 200. Yes, please do it.
No.
What? Shut up, dude. One more fight for the man.
No. No. I really like Dan Hardy, but I really like his commentating a lot better. His commentating
That's
shit.
fine.
He can commentate 200 with Joe Rogan.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be the shit.
Here's the problem. The reason Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan are a team is because Mike Goldberg's a technician. Transitions, all the other shit. He has all the shit that he has to know. He knows it. And then this commentary and explaining shit is Joe Rogan. You put Dan Hardy and Joe Rogan, they're literally gonna fuck around for 6 hours,
which is fine.
Which would be great, but you don't have that technician, and people will bitch about that shit. That's part of the presentation. But I would love to see that Dan Hardy and Joe Rogan would be the shit. That would be the shit.
But all right. Dan Hardy at 200, that's fine.
For a fight, let him fight like the first fight in the FS1 prelims, and then let him get back, and he can call the main card. How's that?
Is he fully cleared though?
Nope. He's got that wolf heart thing, the double heartbeat. Yeah. They won't clear him.
He won't fight.
Yeah, or maybe they cleared him, but the UFC won't sign him. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, all right. I'm sure someone will tell us. Okay. UFC Fight Pass prelims or the early prelims only on Fight Pass, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Alan Patrick against Damian Brown. Damian Brown's nickname is Beatdown, so I am immediately rooting for Alan Patrick to whoop his ass. Ross, the real deal Pearson against Chad, the disciple, the priest, I guess. FS1 prelims, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, kicking off with Rich Walsh. Filthy Rich Walsh, thank you. Versus Viscardi Andrade. Then Leslie Smith against a Japanese midget. What in the fuck? Who is this?
Who did she fight?
Misha. She fought Misha.
She fought Misha, yeah.
Didn't Misha beat her ass?
Yeah. That was like.
Why is she still fighting?
Or some shit?
It was a while ago. And it was funny because they photoshopped her picture to make her as tall as Misha. And now they have like a more realistic picture, and she's tiny.
Yeah, her last fight was versus Misha Tate.
All right, well, Leslie Smith, if you guys know her as the chick that blew her ear wide open in Mexico and said I could still fight in Spanish like 6 or 7 times. Yeah, that's
automatically her. Wins.
So that's going to be a fun fight to watch, I think. After that, Dan the Hangman Hooker against Mark Ediva for the Philippines. It looks like he's wearing tight shorts, I think. So he looks he's a striker, I'm assuming. I'm gonna research this Mark guy because he seems like he's pretty young. So we'll see how he fights. We're gonna have our preview show anyway this week, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be all right. And then featuring the feature Fight Pass prelim or FS1 prelim, Brendan O'Reilly, the Badger against Alan Joban. I'm a Joban fan, so I want to see that guy win. But that's supposed to be a pretty good fight from what I hear. All right, FS1 main card, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time, kicking off with Rowdy Beck Rawlings. Rowdy Beck Rawlings. I didn't know she was still fighting. By the way, I have friends that think she's like hot as shit.
What the fuck?
I think she could be, but she's just too weird.
True.
And not my type of hot, but I think she's all right. She's all right. Against Coe Ham. And after that, James Tahuna against Steve Boss, the Boss.
The Boss.
I want him to get knocked out now. Daniel Kelly against Cara Zapato, Antonio Carlos Jr. Then Jake Matthews, the Celtic Kid, against Johnny Hollywood Case.
Good fight.
Oh, that should be a pretty good fight right there. Now, these last two fights are going to be the ones people are watching the most. Hector Lombard against Neil Magny. Normally, you would think Neil Magny getting fed to the wolves. However, Neil Magny has a 9-inch reach advantage. He has not 10, but like a 7-inch leg reach advantage, and he's 6 inches taller. Okay, we just saw what a guy that gasses out in Conor McGregor does against a guy that's longer, taller, better reach, and all that, and has better cardio than you. Could this be a repeat of that, where Hector Lombard's going to gas out and Neil Magny chokes him out at some point in second or third?
It could be. It could be, but I don't know. It's Hector Lombard, man. He is a monster. He is a dangerous monster, but Neil Magny. I'm going Neil Magny. It's going to be a good one.
I'm going Neil Magny as well. I think Neil Magny's going to just Diaz Lombard. So, all right. And then the main event, Mark Hunt against Frank Mir, or Frank Mir, as what's his name? Last name used to say? Frank Mir. Frank Mir against Mark Hunt. I mean, it's quite obvious what you think is going to happen. Frank Mir is going to find a way to get it to the ground and, submit Mark Hunt. Or is Mark Hunt going to land a shot because Frank Mir thinks he's the boxer now? What do you think happens?
That's exactly what's going to happen. I think Frank Mir's going to think he's a boxer now, like he did in his last couple fights, and get caught with that big overhand right and walk off KO. But Mark Hunt, I don't know. He's been iffy. He's been really iffy lately.
Mark Hunt? Why?
You see his last fight? Who did he fight last? Fucking. Let me pull it up again. He won against Antonio Silva. He knocked him out in the first round. The Stipe fight. That's it. The Stipe fight when he got knocked out in the 5th round. He slowed down a lot, like he usually does. I think Frank Mir has way more gas.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll see. I think Frank Mir's gonna fuck up and think he can box now. He's a boxer. Andrew Reed saying Mir is getting his lips punched off and Magny's getting battered. Well, probably. Anyway, all right, and then so that's gonna be your card this weekend again. 5 past prelims, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. FS1 prelims, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and your main card also on FS1 is 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. We will have a preview show later on this week for this card, so we can be back here at this point yapping a whole lot about this exact thing. No change in the headlines, but Andrew Reed asking the question that I was going to bring this up at the very end, so we're pretty much at the end. Andrew saying, when is Dan Severn fighting Tank Abbott and Bisping grappling with Sonnen? That actually happens in Phoenix, Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend. Now,
is it really?
I'm boycotting the event. Not really boycotting. It's $40 to get shitty seats. I'm not doing that. And I'll tell you why I'm not doing that. Okay, check this out. It's not just an MMA card. It's not just a grappling card. It's a mixture of everything. Okay, so check this out. It's called Your Fight, as in your fight.
I heard about this. I was going to bring this up the last podcast, but I couldn't find it.
Okay, so check out this fucking. We call Bellator circus. Check out this fucking circus. Now, real quick, ticket prices. It's Celebrity Theater. Celebrity Theater is literally. I've been there a million times. It's a stage, is a circle, and you're surrounded by seats. It's a tiny fucking place. It's a very small theater. You know what I mean? But what they're doing there is this. They have a boxing match. Somebody paid money to fight Roy Jones Jr. A guy named Byron Phillips is going to fight him because he paid enough money to fight him. Isn't that weird? Like, it doesn't make sense. After that, an MMA fight, Dan Severn against Tank Abbott. Why? But okay. This is where it gets stupid to me. Co-main, pro wrestling. Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio is the shit. I'm just saying that.
Well, whatever. I was a fan of that when I was a kid too. But I mean, this dude, there's no way he's still flying like he used to.
Yeah, no. After he killed someone.
What the fuck? He killed somebody?
All right, here's a story. So in Mexico,
yeah,
I forgot what the wrestling organization's called, but he did his 619 on someone, and he hit him so hard that the guy was literally done. But it wasn't that. It was when he Hurricane Ron'd him. It's called when he puts him in the rope. I think I read he cracked his neck.
Oh shit!
And when he was hit, he hit him, and he fell out. It's bad. What's really sucks about it, there's a YouTube video on it. You can check it out if you want to. It is depressing, but it's crazy.
Wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I feel so bad for that man.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio's a good dude. The one wrestling show I went to when I was a little kid in Phoenix, I was like 13, 12. Rey Mysterio actually signed my shirt. Yeah. And we were on the street. We weren't even in the fucking place yet. So that's fucking trippy. That's the only wrestling show I've ever been to. And I never went back because it's fucking lame now. Now to me, it's lame. It's whatever. Look, people like what they like. I like watching basketball for hours. And a lot of people think it's stupid too. So I don't hate on the wrestling fans. Do your thing. It's just not for me. Anyway. In the main event, a grappling match between Chael Sonnen and Michael Bisping. Will Chael Sonnen ever say nothing, like no to something?
No.
Chael Sonnen will never say no to something.
He'll do whatever he wants to. He's been doing pro wrestling recently too. Whatever he wants to do, he's been doing it. It's Chael Sonnen's show.
Yeah, well, he needs to, man. So I don't know. So that's a weird thing. So if you're in Phoenix on Sunday, I think it's this Sunday. What's today? 16th. Yeah, this Sunday. Check this out. And now it's a 25-row place, right? I've seen rap concerts. I saw Joe Rogan, Ari Shaffir, all those guys there. I've seen a lot of shit at that theater. It's like 25, 30 rows of just seats, right? So, excuse me, rows 1 through 3, $100. Shit. 4 through 13, $60. And then 14 through 25, $40. Why the fuck? I'm not doing that, dude. And you could pay like $12 to watch it on pay-per-view online. I think is what it was.
How hard was it for the UFC to allow Michael Bisping to do this shit?
Probably not that hard. It's a grappling event. They let those guys do it all the time with Meta Morris. I just want to know what Michael Bisping's getting paid to do this little shit show. Yeah, he doesn't need the money. He gets paid like a motherfucker. Kurt Angle, I understand. Dan Severn and Tank Abbott are just assholes that like to fight, so let him do it.
Why not let Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle fight an MMA fight? I'm down to see that shit.
Because if Kurt Angle wins,
pay for it then.
Oh yeah, right. Because if Kurt Angle wins, he'll actually think he can fight. Andrew Reed says, "I'm off to see 2 world Muay Thai title fights at the weekend. I may live tweet some of it. Do that, Andy. I think you were telling me about this shit a while ago. You should definitely live tweet some of that. I'll see if I can. And if you ever find out about any stream for that, let me know. I would like to stay up till fucking some ungodly hour and watch that shit. But still, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get bored and go to this shit. I'll let you know if I get bored and show up at your fight or your fight. That's awful. This is awful. Your fight. All right. Real quick before we end the show, let's go. We pretty much make it a habit of doing this. We're gonna go just real quick, read off the list of the next few events that are coming up. So again, this Sunday or Saturday, March 19th, live on FS1, Mir versus Hunt. Sunday, April 10th. So we're gonna be off for about a week or two of just no MMA or at least no UFC. We get the FS1 card from Croatia. Ben Roswell against Junior Dos Santos. Ruslan Magomedov against Gabriel Gonzaga. And that massive new heavyweight from Cameroon is going to beat the fuck out of somebody else. So, yeah, I'm tuning in. But that's on Saturday, right? Is that FS1 or is that? Yeah, it is FS1. Okay. And after those guys fight, April 16th, just a week later, on Saturday, Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson. Then 197 is Jones versus Cormier 2 on April 23rd. And then May 8th, we get Arlovsky against Overeem. May 14th, Verdum versus Miocic. And then, of course, UFC 199 on June 14th or June 4th is Rockhold versus Weidman. And June 18th, a baller fight that I'm excited about, McDonald versus Thompson. That's going to be legit as hell.
Let's go Thompson.
That's going to be legit. Fuck that. Rory's got this shit.
Nah.
Rory, my friend.
Nah.
Rory's gonna win.
Nah.
I like Thompson a lot, but Rory. Anyway. All right, so that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Mike, Alfonso, of course, Andy, everyone else that tunes in. Appreciate it. You can follow Nick at NickXMicro. Follow me at Law 31. The page is at CrossBonesMMA, and we'll catch you guys at some point again this week with whatever else we got going on. All right. So, thanks for coming on, Nick.
Yep.
And the rest of you guys, have a good one. See ya.
Later.